I'll do my best to make this quick. Just want to go over today a little bit and then my pre-market game plan for tomorrow. So beautiful, as you can see here, right on the SPY, like we talked about, support, turn resistance, resistance. We finally get that break, retest, hold a support, and hold a support again. So today, I said yesterday, coming into today, right, we don't want any trades in here. This is a no trade zone because we're back in a channel. If you zoom in here on the 2 minute, clear reason why, right? That's why we avoid channels. Now, look how beautiful this was, right? We get a perfect break and retest outside of this channel, right? Break, displacement, retest, continuation higher. That's what we want. So going into market close today, this was really good. This is what we want to see. We broke outside of this channel. We broke over the previous day high. We broke over the high day. And now we're not that far away from all-time highs, right? So this little consolidation, this double bottom here, defending the 661.78, continuing higher, this is what we wanted. So coming into tomorrow, really just looking for a pullback long off this 664.55, targeting all-time highs. If we fall under this, obviously, this is the no trade zone for me because you're back in the channel. Same thing here on Qs. Yesterday I mentioned I would not be surprised if we come into the market today and there's divergence on SPY and the Qs. And the reason for that being is because QQQ still have to fill this gap. Beautiful, right? It ends up filling the gap, right? Finishes filling the gap. We ended up defending this 595.85. As you can see, was resistance, resistance. Then we finally turned into support. We pull back today, defend this again, fueling the move to the upside. So for tomorrow, once again, right, if we are anywhere in here, this is a no trade zone, right, because that's a channel. We want to avoid that. Clearly today proves that. And we're just looking for longs over the 600. You know, we were hoping we got a hold over 600 on Monday. We never did. So tomorrow, just looking for a break and retest over 600.05, targeting all-time highs. We're really not that far away here as well on the Qs. So hopefully we can get some upside continuation. Tesla. Now, Tesla, this is cooking up very nicely, right? The past 2 days really hasn't been much on Tesla, but it's been cooking up something. Now, as you can see, right, Monday was a very important day. Coming into the week, right, we knew 440.95 was a key resistance level here, right? All week, we've been rejecting this level. On Monday, we finally get a gap above, a pullback long, and we end up defending this level, right? We ended up holding. Today, we had a break under, right? We ended up defending this 436.30, push back above, turn into support again. And now, right, we can see at this 444.20 level, right, we have clear resistance setting up here. I've been saying I'm not looking to short this name just because there's really no setup to the downside, right? We want to avoid channels. So if you look to short, you know, under one of these key levels, right, you're trading right back into a channel, right? You're trading back into a channel. We don't want to do that. Look at the price action in these channels, right? So, and then, right, let's look at this. Tesla's moving higher. It is stair stepping to the upside, right? The trend is your friend. So I'm really not looking to short this name at all. Now, this is an A plus setup tomorrow if we can get this. Finally, right? We break outside of the channel and now we're turning this channel into support, the top of the channel. If we can get a break and retest over this 444.20, there is nothing in Tesla's way to the upside. And as we know, when Tesla runs, it runs, right? So I like this key level now. Not only is it a 4-hour resistance level, it's now a previous day high. So that's a really good confluence for me. And then I'll zoom out here just so you can see what I'm seeing, right, on Tesla, right? Let's look at this on the 4-hour together. Look at that. Beautiful resistance, right? Look at that. So every time we push into this, we reject. We rejected on the 22nd, we rejected on the 24th, we rejected twice yesterday, wicks to the damage, body tells the story, and we push into this level twice today and rejected. So that's a really good confluence there. This is setting up very nicely to the upside. So the only trade I'm looking for tomorrow on Tesla is literally just a break and retest over this 444.20, targeting the top of this range. You can look to target here first, scale out, and then hold some to the upside. So this is cooking up very nicely on Tesla. AMD, once again, right? We're avoiding this no trade zone. There's nothing in here, right? So as you can see, we push back up into this 162. We reject very hard, pretty much push all the way back down to the lower day. So reason for, and I want to explain why we pretty much stay away from these no trade zones, because I'm sure there are some traders who said, okay, we got a break and retest in the previous day low, price should continue lower, not knowing that you were a part of this liquidity grab. All we did was sweep this liquidity of the previous day low, and you are part of that squeeze, that bear trap that fueled this move higher, right? That's why we avoid channels, because these are low probability conditions. There's nothing in there. So same game plan as it was all last week. Break and retest over this 162.05, break and retest under this 157.80. And yesterday is a good example on what happens when we finally break out of the range, right? Look how clean the price action is. Good break, retest, and then we pretty much push all the way back up into the top of this range. Now, for NVIDIA, right? Not looking to short this name at all, at all. So A plus setup here tomorrow that I'm looking for on NVIDIA is a pullback long off this 184.48 or a break and retest over this previous day high. Really not looking to short this name. I'm only looking for pullback long entries. So the key level tomorrow watching this name is 184.48. This was a big day today. This was really good. As we know, NVIDIA has been consolidating pretty much all month. We get a weekly candle close above this weekly resistance, as you can see here, right? Finally get a candle close above that. And on the daily, right? Strong candle close above. So that's really good. So now we're looking for a pullback long off this 184, looking for continuation higher. We finally broke out of the range, so we should see some clean price action and can finally start to eye NVIDIA now on a daily. Palantir, nothing in here, right? There's no setup here. No setup in here. So looking for a long over 184.50, looking for a short under 177.05. Clearly you can see why these are two key levels that's being highly respected. I can break this down just how I did for AMD, right? There's probably some traders who tried to go break and retest over previous day high, right? And you got caught up in that bull trap, not knowing that you were a part of that squeeze that fueled the move lower, right? These are just liquidity grabs, right? The market came up, Palantir came up, it swept previous day high liquidity, and then it rejected very hard. That's all that is, right? So you want to sit on your hands and wait for the highest probability setups. And trading within these channels, you just want to avoid those, right? That's how you blow your accounts, right? That's how you get chopped around. That's how you get faked out. Lastly, Apple. Now, Apple, I've been saying this for a while. I'm open to both sides on Apple, mainly because, as you can see, this 253.90, we've been flirting with this level for the last 3 days in a row. 3 days in a row, we've been flirting with this level. Let's go here on the daily. Right. 3 days in a row, right? 1, 2, 3. Waist you the damage, body tells the story. So that's a key level to watch. Today, we come in, we ended up holding, pushing it up. But if we break under this 253.90, I do like this to the downside, targeting the bottom of this range. Anywhere in here, I'm pretty much hands off, especially with Apple and how it moves with its price action on the intraday. It's nothing I really want to be a part of. Obviously, the A plus long is over this 257.35, targeting all-time highs. But tomorrow, I am eyeing this 253.90. If we can break under that and get a good retest, I do like this to the downside.